Thanks for joining me today for another episode of A White Woman in Distress. This podcast is about raising awareness for missing kids, teens, and adults. My goal is to help spread the word and find those who are missing. We need to come together as a community to help find these people. We need to stop ignoring what we see and start looking out for each other. I understand that you want to stay safe, but it's important to speak up when you notice something's wrong. If someone you loved was missing, you would want people to help. People who think, this can never happen to me. You really need to understand that it can happen to anyone. Every single day, children, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, etc., they all go missing. You don't have to put yourself at risk. You can always call in tips anonymously, and then if they ask your name, just tell them that you want to remain anonymous. Our goal should ultimately be to bring everyone home safely, because that's what we would want if our loved one was missing. Everyone deserves to know what happened, and families deserve closure. Listener discretion is also advised. So let's dive straight into Kimberly Moore's case. So Kimberly Moore is a 43-year-old African-American woman originally from Ringgold, Louisiana. She was last seen at a party on Hall Street in Ringgold around 11:30 p.m. on December 31st, 2022, or had recently moved from Dallas, Texas to Louisiana around Thanksgiving of 2022. And she was living with a man named Vernon Parker at the time of her disappearance. Moore hasn't been seen or heard from again. So the timeline of events is December 31st, 2022. Kimberly Moore was last seen by a family member at a party on Hall Street in Ringgold at approximately around 11:30 p.m. She was wearing a gray top with black stripes down the sleeves and an emblem on the front with Queen in the center, along with matching gray sweatpants. On January 1st, 2023, less than a day after Moore was last seen, Vernon Parker, 59, was found dead of a gunshot wound in the back seat of his own car around 8:15 a.m. The car, a Grand Prix with South Dakota plates, was discovered idling in the middle of Pleasant Road, south of Ringgold, with the rear passenger door open. Moore and Parker had become acquaintances, and Moore was reportedly living with Parker up until shortly before her disappearance. Given this relationship, investigators believe Moore may have been a witness to Parker's homicide, making her disappearance particularly concerning. The Bainville Parish Sheriff's Office, led by Sheriff John Balance, has identified a person of interest in Parker's homicide, but no arrests have been made. Investigators are currently pursuing a search warrant subpoena for Moore's financial records, which they hope will provide new leads and maybe some kind of information that they didn't know about before. Moore's family has been actively searching for her since her disappearance, expressing deep concern about her whereabouts. Her mother, Willie Alice Green, stated, quote, "When they killed him, she was in the car. We're trying to find out if someone kidnapped her," end quote. The family has organized searches in the area with over 30 people assisting in the efforts. The Bainville Parish Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in locating Kimberly Moore. If anyone has any information about her whereabouts, they are urged to contact the Sheriff's Office at 318-263-2215. Her physical description is 5'7", around 150 pounds. She had black hair, but she was known to dye and wear wigs. Her eyes were brown, and she was last seen wearing a gray top with black stripes down the side of the sleeves and an emblem on the front with Queen in the center and matching gray sweatpants. Her case remains an active investigation. Her family continues to seek answers and closure. Whether she is found dead or alive, they just want closure. Authorities believe that Moore's knowledge of the events surrounding Vernon Parker's death could be key to solving both her disappearance and his murder. To me, it seems like this was planned, but she wasn't supposed to be part of it. My question is, why did they take her? Did she know something? Why didn't they just kill her and leave her in the car? Because they already killed Vernon. Why did they take her? Why haven't they even found a body yet if their goal is to kill her? I mean, I know people hide bodies, but It's weird that no one said anything or called in anonymous tips or just come forward with any kind of information. I have looked at a ton of different cases and I've looked over information for those, and I've listened to a ton of true crime stories, and I have my own theories as to what could have happened, but I can't talk about it because it's still an active, ongoing investigation. I want everybody to stay safe and vigilant. If you see something, say something and do something. I don't want you to put yourself or your family at risk, but you can contact the police anonymously without giving any of your information out. And if they ask you for your information, tell them you're anonymous. You don't want you or your family to be put at risk for any of the knowledge that you are giving them, or any harm that it may bring to you if your name gets out there. Please note that nobody should be a vigilante and try to do anything on their own. So if you did see something or you know something, call it in. Do not put yourself in direct harm. You can always remain anonymous. We honor the resilience and determination of her family because they're continuing to search for her and keep this case public. You can help bring closure to this family. If you'd like to learn more about this case or other missing person cases, be sure to visit our TikTok, our Facebook, our YouTube, or even our Spotify. And as always, if you appreciate the work that I'm trying to do here, just consider subscribing. Your support helps me keep these stories alive and continue to spread awareness. Until next time, please stay safe, vigilant, and remember, somebody out there is waiting for answers.